A building is a building, sticks and stones, concrete and steel. It wishes its inhabitants no harm. A building doesn't dream or weep or hope any more than the carved lions that stand in front of it do. It has no ideas, no opinions. A library is a building full of ideas and opinions, a contradiction. The William E. Woodend Rare Books Library, more alive than inanimate, stood elbow to elbow with the other gray buildings that made up the old campus, so often featured in university brochures. The first book had been shelved nearly 120 years earlier. It wasn't a rare books library then. At some point in the intervening century, the collection of books was called special, and the doors were closed to the public. 120 years for the books to whisper and scheme. If given 150 more, those books might find a way to make those sticks and stones, that concrete and steel, tumble to the ground. Well, hello and welcome to my desk. If you haven't been here before, I'm Book, your friendly, faceless, nighttime book reviewer. And tonight we're going to be covering book 78 of 100, That Night in the Library by Eva Jurczyk. Before I get into the review, I did just want to say if it seems like the audio doesn't match the video in this case of this review, that's because it doesn't. I had to redo the audio in voiceover because my microphone, I think, has permanently malfunctioned and the audio needed to be scrapped. So rather than go through refilming the whole thing, I'm just redoing the audio part. The next review is also going to be like this because I filmed it both at the same time and had the same problem with the audio on both of them. So that's unfortunate. But let's get into this book because it was a great one. I'll start with telling you the premise. One night, locked in the library. What could go wrong? On the night before graduation, 7 students gather in the basement of their university's rare books library. They're not allowed in the library after closing time, but it's the perfect place for the ritual they want to perform. One borrowed from the Greeks, said to free those who take part in it from the fear of death. And what better time to seek the wisdom of ancient gods than in the hours before they'll scatter in different directions to start their real lives? But just a few minutes into their celebration, the lights go out, and one of them drops dead. As the body count rises, with nothing but the books to protect them, the group must figure out how to survive the night while trapped with a murderer. That's the premise of the book. It's a good one, at least for me. I thought it was really interesting, the idea and the setting, and I'm just gonna jump right into it, guys. I loved this book. It was so good. Yeah, I just really liked it, and I'll say that. I'm gonna start out by just talking about the cover here for a second. I think that the cover is really nicely done. The book jacket, it relates directly to the story. So That's great. It's visually appealing. It draws you in. The only kind of gripe that I had about the book jacket was the font choice they made for the title text. I think that and even the kind of synopsis that tells you what the book's about are both slightly misleading in that it almost portrays a bit more of a lighter context to the book. So, the kind of disclaimer warnings that I would give for this book is this is definitely on the horror side of genres of books. The content in this book is heavy, it's gory, it's graphic, it's violent. There's death and drug use and just a lot of stuff. And so I think that like just kind of the level of the actual content of the book is much more severe than kind of the typeface that they've chosen. And it kind of seems it more like murder mystery where I don't really know how to say that because I guess it is kind of murder mystery, but it's definitely kind of like that dark, gritty kind. It's not like this light, bubbly school murder mystery like Murder She Wrote or like something like that. So I definitely just wanted to like kind of give that disclaimer up front, that the content of the story is quite graphic. It is quite intense at times, to a level that you probably wouldn't expect just based on looking at the book jacket and reading the blurb on the book jacket itself. So now that that's out of the way, I'm just gonna kind of give you the bullet points of what I wrote down about this book. So, good book, scary, gory, quick paced, not like fast paced. I mean, I guess it is fast paced, like it jumps in and the story's just moving almost right from the get go. It just pulls you right in and right through, and there's never a lull in the story. There's good character establishment. It's a fun premise. It keeps you guessing till the end. And the ending was a little bit kind of abrupt, but I also don't really know what more I would have wanted from it. I guess like stories just have to end, you know, and this one just does. It's not like a super long book by any means, and I mean they wrap it up in the end, and I guess that's all you can ask. But I really think that like this book would make a great short horror film. It is. It just would. Yeah. So mature themes. In the book, self-doubt, growing up, finding yourself, peer pressure, mob mentality, fitting in, drug use, mature themes. I think I said that without getting into like stuff that I don't know, YouTube might not like you to talk about so much, but it was just a really good book. And there's kind of this element, ever present, looming mythological aspect to it, where you're never sure what is real, what they're potentially like imagining. Is it going to be supernatural? Is it going to be real world? You don't know. And that was something that I just absolutely loved about this book. The whole time, I could not decide what theory that was coming in my head was going to be the one that played out in the end, and I will absolutely admit I did not see the ending coming. So, yeah, it was just a great, really enjoyable read for me, and I would absolutely recommend this book. If you are interested in books like this, if the synopsis got you, if you're not sensitive to a lot of gore or violence or kind of psychological things, would definitely recommend. And I think that's really all I have to say about this one. I know my original review, I rambled on kind of talking about it, but I really want to make these shorter. So I'm just going to say this was a great book and I recommend it. So thanks for joining me here tonight, guys, and I will see you in the next